Hey peeps, all you Clear Lake lovers, Ross England with Clear Lake Guide Service here with your fishing report for March 19th, 2020. This is going to be a way different fishing report because, as some of you probably know, the Lake County has been put under, I'm going to use the wrong terminology, but anyway, we're kind of locked up until April 10th. We are under a shelter-in-place order due to concerns over the coronavirus, whatever version of it that you want to call it. So this is going to be a lot less about fishing because the reality is they don't want anybody out from. The whole reason for having a shelter in place is to keep people in the county, and to keep people from out of the county coming into the county. It's to protect the residents of the county. That's what it's all about. So, real quickly, conditions. I found 55-degree water temperature. I came out here today about noon 30 and fished until just a little bit ago. We'll call it that by the time I talked to a couple of people in boats, we'll say I put about 3.5 hours of fishing in. The water temp was 55. Water clarity kind of varied, and I didn't fish very much water because I just didn't want to run around a lot. I'm going to say I saw from 1 foot to 2.5 foot of visibility. Up on this end, I have no idea what it's like below the Narrows or even in other areas of the upper end of the lake. I stayed in a very small area, and the last day I fished was Friday last week. So there's your water temperature, there's your water clarity. Activities, there isn't going to be any. There isn't going to be any this coming weekend, and there's not going to be any the following weekend. And there won't be any on the weekend of April 10th either. So the way that the rules read, guides and guiding and tournaments are restricted during this time frame. So can't make it any plainer than that. Fishing seemed to me like it got tougher from what I hear from people the last couple days. Last week we did okay. We had some 20 to 25 fish days. Had one really nice fish. We had one that was almost 8 pounds. We were catching them on plastics and jerk baits. I came out today. The water temperature had dropped. It was almost 60 degrees last Friday when we fished, and like I said, it was 55 today. And I heard some guys had pretty good days yesterday, and then I also heard some guys struggled a little bit. I caught 9 fish in we'll call it 3.25 hours. Nothing big, couple of 4s. And same thing, rip baits, and actually threw a Senko for 2 fish, which I don't do very often. Just idling around, I can see fish, but it didn't seem like they were that aggressive about going after anything today. I mean, and as you can see out here, it's a beautiful day compared to what it's been the last couple of days. So that's pretty much it on the fishing. Us residents can move around a little bit. We're kind of restricted. Most of the businesses up here, if they're not deemed essential, then they're supposed to be closed. Myself and a couple other guides canceled all their trips during this time frame because it was pretty explicitly laid out that guiding was not in the books. It was restricted. I talked to Jimmy down at Clear Lake Bait and Tackle this morning just so I could know what I was talking about. He'll be closed through the 10th because, again, a fishing store or a tackle store is, while to us it's an essential business, in the big scheme of things it's considered a non-essential business, and those people are supposed to stay home. So to answer the most common question that I've gotten over the last 12 hours. I honestly can't tell you where to get a quagga sticker, because if you're coming here needing a quagga sticker, you're not supposed to be coming here. I mean, that's the long and short of it. If you're a resident here and you've already got a sticker, you're in good shape. Those of you who are coming from outside the county, I really can't tell you where you're going to find them, because a lot of these businesses that you would normally get them are closed. Contacted Canocti Vista, and the casino is closed. The hotel is open, and the RV park is open. Now, at this point in time, there's no conversations that I'm aware of about closing off any of the launch ramps. So we're still able to use the lake for those of us who live here. Please just don't even get in an argument with me or try to argue legal points or any of that kind of stuff, because I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a resident here who's getting beat up with this, just like everybody else who owns their own business who's being told to stay home. So the only thing that I can say is that hopefully this thing will blow by us, and that by the 10th of April we'll be able to say, okay, that's behind us. Don't know. Who knows? Wish I could tell you more. Feel free to contact me, but the reality is I'm just going by what's on the County of Lake website. There is about a 9 or 10 page document that you can read through that actually lays out all the protocol for this process. So if you are here, you'll find gas stations open, you'll find grocery stores open, you'll find banks open, you'll find the hospitals open. I think most doctors are probably going to be working. I had my eye appointment that was for this next Monday canceled, so Dr. Browning, he's taken the time off. He's probably deemed himself as non-essential. So it's kind of hit or miss up here as to who's open and who isn't. So that's about the best I can give you. We're going to be out. We'll try to keep you posted as we hear stuff. I thought I'd run into a ramp monitor where I launched today, and I did not. I was going to ask him some specific questions about, the launching and the quagga program up here, but I didn't find anybody. So tomorrow I'll probably call and try to talk to somebody to get some actual information. Again, I'm not the expert on this. All I'm doing is trying to share the information as I know it, and from what I'm reading, and from what I'm hearing. So I'm not going to talk about stuff that is hearsay unless I hear it from the horse's mouth. So wish I could give you a better report. If you haven't already heard, the One Bass Northern Open, Billy's Pride and Joy, they built up to a huge, good tournament, has been postponed into July. Don't know the dates, just kind of escape me right now, but so that tournament is gone. Last I talked to Newt of New Gen this morning. I'm not 100% sure what he was going to do. He was still, I think, in the process of trying to figure it out. So I can tell you this. I don't believe there's going to be any tournament activity through the 10th of April. Me and a couple other guides are really hoping come the 11th we'll be able to be back out on the water with our clients and get back to spring fishing like it's supposed to be. So wherever you are, I hope you're healthy, hope you're good, hope that you're not going through what we're going through, and things could be a lot worse. So it is what it is. So I'm enjoying some peace and quiet out here right now for all of you folks who are watching. Thanks, appreciate it, and we'll update you when we can.